We started out this morning talking about gas prices. And then we talked about the new Mexican president. And then we talked about concealed carry. And then we talked about the new saint, the millennial saint. Just talked to Congressman Quigley about the border. So why not talk about dating?
Why not?
Summertime, and the dating isn't easier than it's ever been unless you use Bela Gandhi and the smart dating service. I know it's a long slogan, Bella, but you may want to run with it.
I love it.
Nice to talk to you. How are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful. I'm so excited to be here.
Smart Dating Academy will literally teach you how to stop being your own worst enemy and getting in your own way to having the relationship you look for and long for. Listen, summertime dating should be fun, should be opportunities, should be times to get out there. So how about a little inspirational message, Coach? What do you say to people who've been on the fence?
Oh, my goodness. Get psychotically optimistic about your dating life, right? Love is out there for you. The most important thing is if you don't think it is, and if you're caught in a lot of negative thoughts, there's nobody out there for me, I'm too old, et cetera, you're not going to see the people that are interested in you. So you've got to get into the right headspace.
Hi, Bella. It's Jane. And by the way, it's so great to talk to you. Steve, in 2006, I met Bela Gandhi. I worked at the Loop. I had no dating prospects in sight. Wasn't dating a person. Bella would come in. She's like, oh, we'd shake our head. This is the worst ever. And I said, Bella, what am I going to do? And she's like, don't give up. Don't give up hope. And so guess who the first person I called when I started seriously dating my now husband, Kurt? It was Bella. So, Bella, thank you for all the guidance.
And you said, get out of that. Kurt's crazy. Run.
No, Bella said the same thing. I'm so happy for you. But I will say this. One of the things that I guess I didn't know, Bella, and you should talk more about it, is that it's actually fun to be dating someone because you then have somebody to play with all the time.
It's amazing, right? And so often, Jane, right, we talk ourselves out of it in the beginning. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't need anybody. And we throw ourselves more into work or more into our kids or grandkids. But the fact of the matter, it's really fun to have what I call the lid to your pot, right? Your person, your soulmate. And remember, why do I say lid to your pot? Because your pot is complete as it is. But the lid just makes things a little bit better.
So that's a great way of looking at it.
It's a really great way of looking at it.
Now, let's talk about some red flags when it comes to dating, because you're going to get into this, and, unless you've contacted Bella and her top flight scientists and experts at the Smart Dating Academy, there's a few things you may not recognize, and unless you've dealt with some of your own negative dating habits, you can find yourself in the same hole as before. So if someone is interesting to you, and you see them on a date, you'd like to see them a second time, what are some of the things you look for that really are signs that maybe this isn't your person?
If this person seems unresolved about their past, if they're angry, if they're still ranting about how their ex milked them, any of those things, that tells you this person may not be a good bet for you, right? We've all been through the tunnel. Right? We've all had bad things happen. But if you feel like this might be you and this is how you're getting in your own way, right? Get into therapy, get into counseling, talk to your mom, have some friends around you, get all of that negative stuff out before you go out on a date.
That's really good. Bella, since you started in 2006, the world has changed with social media. I don't remember it being a big deal. I think there was a little bit of like Match.com. But when it comes to social media, what are some of the red flags we should watch out for?
Well, with online dating, the first thing you want to be careful of is making sure that you're corresponding with a real person, right? We don't want any Tinder swindlers or catfishers. So make sure that this person doesn't seem what I call too good to be true, right? Some classic scam scenarios. A woman's looking on her dating app. There's a great looking middle age or older gentleman who is very handsome, says he's a physician, but he's, out in Dubai right now doing Doctors Without Borders.
As they are.
You can't access U.S. websites when you're in Dubai.
Right.
So be careful of that kind of stuff. Too good to be true might just be too good to be true.
Here's a few others to be concerned about. If he insists on referring to you in the date as, hey, sport, what do you want to do after this? That's not great. If
Sports, not good. Greeting someone, hey, sexy, in your first message, no.
Not
Yeah,
great.
No.
Red
Not great.
flag.
What about if he cries over the menu if it doesn't have what he wants on it? Is that a bad sign?
Probably just shows emotional regulation is really important, Steve, in a partner. So that would probably show you this person's not super stable.
If he keeps
Gotta
his
get the check.
if he keeps his money all in cash wrapped in a rubber band in his sock, is that bad?
Wow. I'm going to call you to come up with an additional list of red flags. I love these.
Well, I'm just trying to help people out. I'm like you. I'm like your little soldier out here.
So, Bella, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was going to say the red flags, guys, they're always there in the beginning. When I ask singles that come into us that'll tell me about, bad situations, I'll ask them, did you see this behavior in the beginning? Yep. Every single time. It's very, very rare that I hear from someone, no, I was totally blindsided. So don't sweep the red flags under the rug. And that happens sometimes when we get in too quickly, we rush into things. Don't do that.
Well, and this is perfect because you just dove right into what I was going to ask you. And that is, if you go on a first date and the person is talking a lot about themselves, is that a red flag to narcissism? Or are they just like, hey, I want you to know who I am?
Maybe they're just nervous.
Maybe they're just nervous. But again, you don't want to go, all these dates in and all of a sudden be like, oh, geez, this person's a narcissist, which is the last person you want to be with.
Absolutely. So sometimes, exactly, Steve, people can be nervous, right? I would say the real first date sometimes is the second date. So if this person is nervous and, is trying to impress you, you can redirect the conversation. If they haven't stopped talking, by the way, I always say if you've heard your own voice for 5 minutes, it's time to give the other person a turn.
Right.
So if you need to redirect the conversation, redirect, right? Say, oh, wow, that's so interesting that you took that wonderful cruise to Greece. That reminds me of the time that I went to Greece, and take the steering wheel of the conversation.
Yeah.
And if that person then goes, oh, yeah, anyway, let me tell you more about me, then that's a red flag.
Yeah, bad listener, especially on a first date, man. If you got a bad listener, that's not good. What about they bring their mom? No? Okay. It's probably not good. No?
Depends on what culture, Steve. There are many cultures that have family
That's
dating.
true.
That's right. The mom
true.
may set them up.
I'm looking at a Greek here in the room, and Greek moms go, what are you talking about? It's a great idea.
Of course we're going.
All right, we're going to run out of time here quickly, but next time we do this, and sooner than later, I'd love to have you focus on dating after the divorce. Or even,
Yeah.
while the divorce is being processed.
Well, or do you have to give it some time so that you're ready to start dating again? So you're healing after a breakup as well.
I guess we don't know until next time.
Oh, my gosh.
Bella, you're the best.
Love you guys.
SmartDatingAcademy.com, right?
Yep, you got it.
And all over TV and everywhere else because she rules the world. Thank you,
Yes,
Bella.
she does. Thanks, Bella.
That's Bela Gandhi. We just live in her world. She's actually in charge.
That's right.